She may never say it out loud. She won't text "I like you" or confess her feelings after the second date. But her body, her energy, and her silences, they already told you everything. Most men miss it, not because the signs aren't there, but because we've been taught to only hear words. But women speak in subtleties, and if you listen closely, you'll hear the truth she's too afraid to say. Let's uncover 10 signs she's totally into you, even if she won't say it. Sign 1. Her smile isn't big, it's intentional. Most people associate attraction with grand gestures, bold flirting, loud laughter, exaggerated excitement. But the truth is, when a woman is truly into you, she rarely expresses it so directly. Instead, her interest reveals itself in restrained, intentional expressions, and the most powerful of those is her smile. But it's not the big, wide grin she gives her co-workers or her friends. When she's around you, something shifts. Her smile becomes subtler, more meaningful. It's the smirk, the half smile, the one that appears slowly, as if she's trying not to show her cards all at once. That's not a coincidence. That's emotional calculation wrapped in desire. Women are highly aware of their energy. When she likes you, she often won't let herself act too excited, too eager, or too obvious, especially in the early stages. She doesn't want to scare you off. She wants to remain mysterious, intriguing. So instead of laughing loudly, she gives you a look. A smile that fades slowly, held just long enough to leave you wondering. This kind of smile doesn't just happen when you say something funny. It often shows up when there's no joke at all. Maybe during a moment of silence in the conversation. Maybe when you're focused on something else. She watches you, and when she thinks you're not looking, it appears. That smile. It's not for everyone. It's not forced or polite. It's intentional. It's personal. Here's what you need to understand. A woman who is totally into you might actually pull back just a little. Not because she doesn't care, but because she cares too much. That half smile is her way of keeping her heart behind the curtain while still giving you a preview of what she feels. Think about it. If you've ever been around someone you liked deeply, you probably didn't blurt it out the first chance you got. You felt the need to protect that feeling, to test the waters first, to offer hints and watch how they respond. That's exactly what she's doing with that subtle, knowing smile. In fact, according to studies in nonverbal behavior, women tend to smile more when they're comfortable, interested, and attracted, but they tone down the intensity when the emotional stakes are high. It's like her subconscious is whispering, "Play it cool, don't show too much." So next time you notice a woman smiling, not widely, but softly, deliberately, especially when the moment doesn't call for it, don't overlook it. That half smile may be her testing the connection between you. She's trying to see if you notice, if you'll smile back, if you'll lean in or move on. And here's something even deeper. If she smiles when you're not trying to impress her, when you're just being yourself, saying something real, maybe even a little vulnerable, that's when it matters most. Because she's responding not to the mask you wear, but to the man underneath it. Attraction isn't always loud, and the women worth your time won't always make it obvious. But that doesn't mean they're not showing you. You just have to learn to see it. That quiet, intentional smile, it's a secret handshake, a quiet invitation, a silent confession. You just have to know how to receive it. Sign 2. Her eyes say what her words don't. They say the eyes are windows to the soul. But when a woman is attracted to you, her eyes become mirrors. They reflect emotions she may not have the courage or the clarity to say out loud. You've probably felt it before. That moment when you lock eyes with her and something shifts. The conversation pauses. The room fades. There's no noise, just a quiet tension, a magnetic silence. In that brief moment, her gaze lingers. Not in a casual way, but like she's searching for something in you. That's not a coincidence. That's interest. Women don't hold eye contact with men they're not drawn to. It's not just about comfort. It's about emotional safety. When she maintains that connection, even if it's just for a few extra seconds, she's signaling trust, attention, and emotional presence. Science backs this up. Research shows that prolonged eye contact releases oxytocin, the same bonding hormone triggered during intimacy. Even if she's not touching you, she's connecting with you, mentally and emotionally, through that look. But here's where it gets subtle. Watch how she breaks that eye contact. If she looks away quickly and never returns the gaze, she might feel nervous or uninterested. But if she glances away and then looks back with a soft smile or shy expression, she's testing the emotional charge between you. Women are masters of controlled expression. They don't just see you, they study you. If her eyes linger on your mouth while you speak or scan your face gently, she's not just being polite. She's imagining things she's not ready to confess yet. And here's something most men overlook: the way her eyes light up when she sees you. If she's distracted, tired or quiet, yet perks up the moment you enter the room, that's energy. That's emotional resonance. And her eyes are showing it before her words can catch up. Attraction isn't always loud or obvious, but when a woman looks at you like she sees something valuable, something rare, you'll feel it in your chest. A kind of quiet confirmation. When she looks at you with that kind of attention, don't dismiss it. She's not just glancing, she's choosing to see you. Sign 3. Her voice changes when she talks to you. A woman's voice carries more than just sound. It carries emotional weight. And if she's into you, her voice will change in ways that are subtle, yet telling. Most men don't notice it. But around someone she's attracted to, a woman often shifts her tone. It might become softer, slower, even more melodic, or sometimes a bit higher and playful, depending on the emotional rhythm between you two. This change isn't forced, it's instinctive. Her nervous system naturally adapts when she feels emotionally engaged. Her vocal pace slows, her words stretch. She starts laughing at things that aren't even funny, not because she's pretending, but because your presence makes her feel good. You might hear her speak in one tone with others, friends, co-workers, strangers. But when she turns to you, something shifts. She becomes more feminine in energy, more emotionally attuned. Her voice carries an undertone of curiosity, warmth, or softness. Why does this matter? Because it reveals comfort. It shows that she's letting her guard down, that she's not trying to dominate the conversation, but to invite you into it. Studies in nonverbal behavior confirm that women instinctively modulate their vocal tone when speaking to someone they find attractive. It's a subconscious invitation to emotional closeness. So the next time she speaks to you, don't just listen to her words, listen to the space between them. Listen to the softness, the rhythm, the shift in energy. Because in that voice, you'll hear a kind of vulnerability that words can't fully express. Sign 4. She compliments you. Disguised as observations. Most women won't say, "I like you," outright. That kind of vulnerability feels too risky, especially early on. But they still want you to know they're paying attention. And the way they do it is through compliments that sound casual, but carry depth. Instead of saying, "You're handsome," she might say, "You always look so calm," or "That jacket really suits your vibe." These aren't surface-level remarks. They're carefully selected observations that let her acknowledge your presence without exposing herself too much. Sometimes it's in comparisons. "You remind me of that guy from that movie. You know, the one with the confident energy." Translation: I see you as someone magnetic, someone I'm drawn to. What's key is the specificity. General compliments can be tossed to anyone, but when she notices details, your cologne, the way you speak slowly, how you handle stress, that's attraction. She's scanning for uniqueness, for clues that confirm what she already suspects. You're different. These compliments are her bridge, her way of inching closer without leaping too far. She's observing you in real time, your posture, your vibe, your choices, and letting you know she likes what she sees. Most men brush these things off, assuming she's just being nice, but women don't waste emotional currency like that unless they feel something. So pay attention. If her words are wrapped in softness, specificity, and curiosity, it's not just flattery, it's desire, carefully folded into conversation. Sign 5. She finds reasons to touch you. Lightly touch is one of the clearest, yet most misunderstood forms of communication in attraction. When a woman is totally into you, she doesn't always express it with words. Instead, she lets her body do the talking, especially through small, seemingly insignificant touches. These moments might pass quickly, a light tap on your arm when she laughs, a playful nudge during conversation, her hand grazing yours when you hand her something. They might seem casual, even accidental, but if they happen consistently, they aren't accidents. They're intentional, subtle, calculated. Psychologists call this affiliative touch, a gentle, non-threatening form of physical contact that builds emotional closeness without triggering defensive responses. In simple terms, she's testing how safe it feels to be near you. And if you respond well, without flinching or overreacting, she'll likely do it again. The context matters too. If she only does it when you're alone or in more emotionally quiet moments, it's a sign that she's not doing it for show. She's doing it because her emotional comfort with you is growing. You'll notice these touches most often during moments of shared laughter, playful banter, or deep conversation. She's not trying to seduce you, at least not overtly. What she's doing is establishing a physical rapport, one that mirrors the emotional one she's hoping to build. The next time you feel her hand on your shoulder, her fingers brushing yours, or her body leaning just slightly closer than necessary, pause. Feel the moment. She's not just being friendly. She's inviting you into her emotional space, one subtle gesture at a time. Sign 6. Her body language mirrors yours. If you really want to know what a woman feels, watch her body, not her words. When a woman is into you, her body unconsciously begins to reflect yours. This is known as mirroring, and it's one of the most primal indicators of emotional connection. Mirroring is not something we do on purpose. It's instinctual. The human nervous system is wired to sync up with people we feel safe with. It's how babies bond with mothers, how friends form deep connections, and how attraction often reveals itself without a single word spoken. Here's what it looks like. You lean forward, she leans too. You cross your arms, she mirrors it a few seconds later. You touch your face. She does the same shortly after. These small subconscious repetitions aren't random. They're her body's way of saying, I feel aligned with you. Even the pace of her breathing or blinking can start to match yours in moments of emotional intensity. It's an involuntary form of rapport building, and it happens only when there's real interest. Why does it matter? Because you can't fake it. A woman can force a smile. She can even pretend to laugh. But her body can't fake resonance. If she mirrors you, she's emotionally in tune with you. So next time you're with her, test it gently. Shift your posture. Cross a leg. Touch your chin. Watch what happens. If she reflects your movements, she's not just listening. She's connecting. Deeply, quietly, honestly. Sign 7. She shows up differently around you. One of the most overlooked signs of attraction is how a woman shifts her behavior when she's around someone she genuinely likes. This isn't about being fake. It's about revealing a version of herself that she wants you to see. Maybe she dresses a little nicer when she knows she'll see you. Maybe she adjusts her schedule just to be where you are. Maybe she's usually reserved, but around you she lights up. These are not coincidences. They're silent statements. It's not always about appearance either. It's emotional energy. If she opens up more with you than with others, if she listens more intently, if her guard seems to drop, it's because she feels something. Something she may not fully understand yet, but can't ignore. And this shift is personal. She won't show up like this for everyone. She's selectively vulnerable, selectively expressive, and if you're the one bringing that out in her, it means you matter more than she's ready to admit. A woman who's into you will make the effort to be present, not just physically, but emotionally. She won't always say it outright, but her consistency, her emotional availability, her change in energy when you're near, it all adds up. She's not trying to impress the world. She's trying to connect with you, and that matters more than any compliment ever could. Sign 8. She's playful, just with you. Playfulness is often misunderstood in adult relationships. People think it's immature or unserious. But the truth is, playful behavior is one of the most ancient and reliable signs of affection and bonding. When a woman is into you, she'll find ways to tease you, not maliciously, but gently, with warmth and curiosity. She might challenge your opinion in a joking tone, give you a quirky nickname, poke fun at your habits. This isn't just banter. It's her way of saying, I feel close enough to be myself with you. And here's the twist, she won't be like this with everyone. That playfulness is selective. It's not part of her public persona. It's something she saves for the people who feel emotionally safe to her. Laughter breaks walls. It creates intimacy. It lightens emotional weight. And when she uses humor to interact with you, she's inviting you into a shared emotional space. A space where she doesn't have to be guarded or perfect, just real. If you notice she's more playful, more teasing, even more sarcastic, but only with you, that's not random. That's emotional investment. Playfulness isn't about acting childish. It's about emotional risk, disguised as humor. It's her way of asking, can we laugh together, even when nothing's funny? Sign 9. She makes time for you in subtle ways. In a world where everyone's busy, time is one of the most honest currencies of affection. A woman who's truly into you might not say, I like you, but she will find ways to include you in her world. She responds to your texts quicker than usual. She initiates plans, even small ones like grabbing coffee or walking together after work. She remembers little things you said and brings them up later, showing that she's mentally keeping track of your world. And even if her schedule is chaotic, she still finds time. It might not always be long or elaborate, but it's intentional. She chooses to show up, even in the smallest ways. Because your presence matters to her. This consistency is key. Anyone can make grand gestures once in a while. But the woman who's into you will create small pockets of connection, even when life is hectic. It's her way of building momentum, showing you that she wants to keep the emotional thread alive. Time reveals priority. And when she starts rearranging pieces of her day just to intersect with yours, it's not convenience. It's quiet commitment. Sign 10. She's emotionally attuned to your moods. Here's perhaps the most subtle yet powerful sign of all. She notices when you're not yourself. Maybe you're quieter than usual. Maybe you seem distracted or off. And while others brush it off, she leans in. She asks how you're doing. She senses your energy shift and responds with care. This is emotional attunement, and it doesn't happen without emotional investment. A woman who's truly into you will develop a kind of emotional radar for your moods. not because she wants to fix you, but because she feels connected to your internal world. Your joy lifts her, your silence concerns her, your presence affects her, whether she says it out loud or not. She'll offer space when needed and closeness when it matters. Sometimes it's in her words, sometimes it's just in the way she listens, the way she's with you without trying to solve anything. Attraction that lasts is never just physical, it's emotional resonance. And when a woman starts syncing with your inner life, your feelings, your rhythm, that's no longer a crush, that's emotional intimacy. And she's already feeling it, even if she's still finding the words. So now you know the truth. Attraction isn't always loud. It doesn't always come with confessions, grand gestures, or bold declarations. Sometimes the deepest signals are the quietest. The subtle shift in her tone, the gentle touch on your arm, the way she lingers in a conversation she could have ended 5 minutes ago. A woman who's into you won't always say it outright, but her energy will, her presence will. The way she makes space for you in her world, even in the smallest ways, speaks volumes. And here's the key: don't chase confirmation. Don't wait for her to spell it out. Instead, learn to observe. Stay grounded. Trust what you feel, but more importantly, trust what you see. Because when you carry yourself with quiet confidence, you'll begin to notice things others miss. You'll stop asking, "Is she interested?" and start knowing. Remember this: a man who sees clearly doesn't need constant validation. He notices, he listens, and when a woman feels truly seen, without being chased, pressured, or cornered, she opens up. So the next time she looks at you just a second longer, touches your shoulder with no real reason, or makes you feel like you're the only one in the room, you'll know. Thanks for watching Behavior Insight, where we don't just decode female psychology, we sharpen the inner wisdom of men who refuse to be led by confusion. If this resonated with you, drop an emoji in the comments so we know you stayed until the end. And if you've seen any of these signs before, share your experience below. Let's build a community of emotionally aware men who move with clarity, not doubt. Until next time, observe more, chase less, and let presence be your power.